Hey guys, I'm Sabrina Diaz, and I'm here with my amazing friend, Kristen Garafa, and we are talking about precision and mindset tonight. So, we went on Ruby Retreat, had some incredible training, and we wanted to bring that back to y'all. So, go ahead, Chris.
Hey everybody. So like Sabrina said, the training was in abundance, but we picked two topics that merged together really, really well. And it's about precision and mindset. So I'm going to be covering what it means to be precise in our business. And this is all coming from Natalie. She did an amazing training. She's a senior Ruby. There about precision. And she started off with sharing her own story, which I always appreciate, like just learning everyone's journey because it all just looks so different. So within the first 8 months of her business, she skyrocketed to senior Ruby. So she knows what it looks like to like go fast, go hard, climb up through the ranks in a really, really short amount of time. And the month that she was going for Emerald, she trickled, she missed it. Number one, she missed it. And with missing it, she went all the way back, guys, 1,000 points. She was back at senior gold. And I just took away from that, like, first of all, so much admiration for her. 9 out of 10 people would have absolutely quit. Like, straight up, come on, you're this close to Emerald and your business just goes
Mm.
all the way down and you're back to senior gold. Nothing wrong with senior gold, guys, but when you're like right there and you've grown so quickly, that is a huge blow. So, just from that takeaway alone, guys, whatever she was going to have to say, I was going to listen because what it showed me is that she's resilient and she's persistent and that she was willing to not fall into an ego or a pride state and just be humble enough to say, I guess I have some work to do. It went really fast for me. Let's try this again. And so she shared with us this dream, in a sense, that she had where she was outside and she was sweaty and she was hot and she was just wearing some random outfit and she was chucking arrows. She could see a target, but she was just kind of throwing the arrows, not even a bow, nothing, just like throwing arrows and just hoping and praying it was going to hit the target. Um, and she was exhausted. And then, you know how dreams work, it kind of shifted. And then in the next scene, she's like in this armor, like this archer's outfit, and she's cool and she's calm and collected, and the target is there. And this time, instead of arrows in her hand, she had a spear. And with that spear, she chucked it at the target. And lo and behold, she was just landing it every single time. And she basically came out of this dream with a different mindset about what it is to be more precise in her business. She kind of took it as like an analogy to apply now to her business. And what she did was she got really solid on her systems. And I'm not going to go into systems here, guys, because we have a ton of content about the systems of our team, what we do. Get with your upline if you're not clear about it. But what she basically says is you have to know exactly where to plug your people in. You have to know your steps. If your business right now has been maybe a little quiet, maybe you just need a refresher so you're prepared for when those people come. You know exactly what to do because that confidence is going to like come across to that person, and you never know if they're going to turn into a business builder, and you want that duplication to be solid. So she says knowing exactly where you're plugging them in and knowing exactly what to do with them step by step. I mean, it has happened to us all one time or another where you get a response, people finally respond to you and you just freeze like a deer in headlights. You don't feel like you know what to do with them now. Like, oh my gosh, okay, they said something, like, whoa, what do I do? What do I say? Where do I put them? What's the best information to share? She got so hard on her system and what she does and where she plugs them in and the timing in which she plugs them in. It was super inspiring, guys, that I was just like, everyone on this call right now, I don't care what rank you are, how many years you're doing this, we could all get more precise on the system. Okay, and more consistent with it at that. She says, quote, marketing is saying the same thing 1,000 times, not 1,000 things all at once. So it's repeat, it's wash and repeat, it's wash and repeat. It's so much simpler and less complex than what we create it to be. And fast forwarding, she goes into that. She goes into what it's like to have brain fatigue. And when we're making 1,000 decisions a day, it could really take a toll on our business, because then when we finally are going to sit down and get to work, we are mentally exhausted. And then if you have to first start thinking about what you're posting, who you're reaching out to, what are you going to say, who you're following up to, if you don't have the system, you, you it's not happening. And if it is happening, you're more likely to be the person just throwing the arrows and hoping something lands rather than being the one throwing the spear and hitting that target. So she says, making things simpler for you. Every Monday, she has the same breakfast. She picks out what she's wearing the night before. These little things will have an effect on your business. You guys might not think it goes together, but when you're making so many decisions in a day, she talks about the prefrontal cortex is your decision part of your brain, and it will get tired. So then when it comes time to make big decisions, important decisions, ones that have to do with your business, you're already like wiped out. So anything you could take off your plate and plan out ahead of time will help you in that area. So just flipping my notes here, guys. Okay, then she talks about, and Sabrina's going to go deeper into this later, but CEOs are really, really developed in weighing out the effort versus reward part of their brain. And the way that they exercise this is they keep stretching themselves. If you're not comfortable talking live, start talking live. If you are not comfortable, maybe showing your face, you're always using like graphics of the product, start doing that. That's how you exercise that part of your brain. And it's proven that people who are really, really successful have mastered this part of their brain. It is like stretched out. And once they get comfortable with that, they move to the next thing. So she talks a lot about that brain exercise. And then she went into specific things in your system, and basically don't quit. If you have tried a system once, twice, three times, and like it was like a flop for you, like fruit didn't bear, you didn't do it long enough. It's the same thing as reaching out, doing things like that, posting. She talks about, she did an event, nobody came. That's okay. She had the recording now. That everything was used as practice, that it's not a failure if nothing that you could see or what you expected to have happened. It's still a win. It's still practicing. And then, like she said, she still had that recording. She got to send it out. So just give whatever system you have time. Tova always talks about 90-day rule. If you're going to implement something, stick with it for 90 days. And then you can weigh out if things have to be tweaked. Like if you had a little success, but not what you were hoping for, that's where the tweaks come in. And if it was just nothing really came of it, then you drop it and shift and try something new. She talks about a content calendar. This was really good, guys, because now that we do have ChatGPT, things should be getting a little bit easier on everybody, but that still doesn't take out the fact of what you want to tell ChatGPT you want to post about. It can make you a calendar. Again, going back to brain fatigue, take this off. Know who you're talking to. I really encourage you guys to write this down. This might change as you move along your business, but knowing exactly who you're speaking to is the most important. Okay, there was a time in my business, for some reason, I was like wanting to talk to the guys. We've moved on from that because as I've learned things, I want my mamas with me on the leaders retreats and on the stage, and like I want to uplift the women, and that's who I'm focused on. Know who you're talking to, keep a theme, okay? Think about the highway, guys. Not many people think of like Panera. They think McDonald's because you're seeing McDonald's over and over and over again. You only see Panera like once in a while. So stick with something for a little bit. I know it gets exciting and we want to share all the information. And if something hits us, we're like, oh, we want to tell them about that. Come up with a theme for the week or the month. If you want to talk reset because that's hot, share it in different ways. Let them start connecting reset and your name together. They will remember that a lot more. And then lastly, and then I'm going to pass it off to Sabrina, is to write it out. Who are you talking to? What is your goal? What rank do you want to be this month? It has to go on paper, guys. A little tip, my entire downline has done this because this is what I did. Up until the point of gold, I got a binder, printed out my genealogy sheet in the front with join date, when they were going to get their next subscription, how many PVs. I would write my point goal for that month or my rank goal for that month. And then in the binder would be everybody's name with all their information for the follow-ups. I encourage you, if that's your style, do that. Have it in your hand on your desk. It will make a huge difference. And lastly, don't look at anybody else's target. If you take your eye off your own target, game over. Doesn't matter how fast somebody else is going. Everybody's story is different. As long as you don't quit, you're going to make it. All right, Sabrina, take it away, girl.
That's a tough speech to follow. But if you honestly have not listened to Natalie's speech, I really encourage you go to the Inspire page, type in Jamie Haskins, type in Ruby Retreat. It's under all of the recordings. All of the recordings from the training are there. I encourage you to go through all of them, but Natalie's was really, really good. Tonight, I want to talk about something a little bit deeper. I know we've all heard the word mindset. And to be very honest, when I heard it come up at Ruby Retreat, I was like, okay. Whoa. Okay. So all I want you to take away from my speech tonight to you is the word shift. Okay. I want you to remember that word because it's going to mean a whole lot different by the time I am done talking to you. So I like to engage, I like to ask questions, and we're all, yes, I said all, I love you guys, but we are going into the chat right now, and I'm going to ask 2 questions, okay? And I want you to be super, super honest. My first question, I would be further along in my business if. Let's go, let's get vulnerable. More people are motivated to work the biz. I put myself out there more. I like that I'm seeing a lot of eyes, and I'm going to get back to that in a second. So I have all my notes on my phone, guys. So if you see me like looking this way, that's all I'm doing. My second question, I would be creating more business builders if. Their needs over my thoughts, yes.
Do you mind saying that again, Sabrina?
I said I would be creating more business builders if I offered the opportunity to everyone and grew my network. These are really good answers, guys. I'm going to tell you what stopped me in my tracks, and this is verbatim what Christina said. And she said to create business builders, it is not primarily what you must go do, but who you must become. And that shifted my entire thought process about mindset. And so we're going to go down a rabbit hole with me and go a little bit deeper. So when I said shift, I want you to think of this. Okay. I want you to shift from employee mindset to CEO mindset. What do you feel an employee mindset looks like? Let's write that in the chat. What would you think an employee mindset? A follower, checking the list of to-dos. Building someone else's business agenda. Yes, the minimum. Point blank, right there, doing the job and going home. Yes, that is what an employee does. They are the follower. They let somebody else take the wheel so they can skeet out when things get hard. Okay? Think about this. Employees wait to be told what to do. They don't take initiative. Employees trade time for money. They will show up for hours and hours upon end because they get paid by the hour. Okay? Employees think really small. So let's shift that. Okay, so let's take that employee mindset and go into CEO. So if I said, what is a CEO mindset? What comes to mind? Let's think big. Think outside the box. Yes. Top dog, go-getter, creative. Yes. Yes. This is the position I want you to lead your Plexus business in. Okay. So a CEO takes ownership. And before, when I said I see a lot of eyes, your business starts with you. It has nothing to do with your upline, your downline, your sidelines, your network, who you're talking to that day. It has nothing to do with anybody or anything but you. And the quicker you learn that statement, the faster you're going to grow in this business. Okay. So a CEO takes ownership. They focus on growth. They don't stay limited. They don't think inside the box. They're constantly thinking outside the box. What can I do more? What can I develop? What can I create? Who can I talk to? What is going to bring me a bigger network? I. Okay. I want more. So I'm going to get more. That is a CEO mindset. CEOs embrace risk. It's not all simple work. It's going to take becoming uncomfortable. There's never anybody that has made it to the top that had said that was the easiest thing I've ever done. There is nobody. And if you can find me that person, man, I want to shake their hand because I have no idea how they would have done that, because even the small things are hard. I can't even imagine. Okay. And CEOs think big. They don't have that closed off mindset. They think of all the things that they could possibly be doing in the crevices of time that they have. They don't have more time than us. They just prioritize and use the little bits of time that they have when they think about what they want to do. So my question to you guys, do you want to be a leader or do you want to be a follower? Because you have that opportunity in this business. I want you to know that not everybody has to be a leader in this business. But if you want to grow to the potential that you have, I'd suggest getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that is being a leader. Nobody gets to the top and making a CEO paycheck as an employee. It will get capped. Okay. So my number one tip, take ownership. You have the power within yourself. Nobody else has that power to move you, to move mountains for you, but you. So I'm going to go into a little bit more of my notes on how to make that shift. Take responsibility for everything. Are you the one that sits back and complains about the things that are happening around them? Or are you taking charge and creating the change you want to see? Think about that. Are you upset because you're not ranking up? Or are you sitting back and thinking of ways to rank up? These are the differences. These are the slight shifts that I want you to make here. Okay? So take responsibility. Invest in yourself. Okay? CEOs spend time, and I'm not talking about tons of hundreds of thousands of dollars, because we can all do that. But invest time within yourself and big growth will come. And also do the trainings, watch the videos, read the books. These are how successful people are made. Think like a visionary. Ask yourself, where do you see yourself 5 to 10 years from now? If you have no idea where your mindset is or where you want to go, your mindset's like your GPS. That was another thing that they said. Your mindset is your GPS. If you don't set the GPS and you don't have directions, you're not going to arrive. I'm going to be very, very straightforward. We can sugarcoat things all day long, but if we are not taking that initiative, taking that ownership, taking that responsibility, and leading ourselves into leadership and taking ownership, we're going to stay small. You're going to stay an employee. Okay? Lead others. And this one, I'm going to put my phone down for a minute because this is what I really wanted to talk about. If you think there's no way I can lead somebody to the top, you need to shift. If you're thinking I don't have what it takes to get to the top, you need to shift. None of us put in a resume for this job. Everybody is created equally here. We all started with the same products, same compensation plan, and a day one. It's what you make of it. It's who you decide you want to be is who you will become. If you tell yourself, I am going to fail at this, you're probably going to fail. If you go into this business, into life, into posting, into a team call thinking, man, you know what, guys, I truly just suck at this. I can't lead anybody. I can't find business builders. I'm just not good at this. You will not be good at this, and you will attract nobody. Leading into this, just thinking, I am really good at what I do. I was destined to be a network marketer because it's the smartest industry in the entire world. Look that up. It is the absolute best industry to be a part of. But I'm telling you, if you don't believe where you are going, you will never, ever, ever make it there. So tonight, we are going to shift. So I'm going to ask you again, guys. I would be creating more business builders if. Let's change. Let's shift. I'm going to start off. I did the things I needed to do. I did the things I was told that work. I stayed consistent with the things my leadership told me. Because it's simple, guys. It is simple. It's simple steps compounded over time that work. If I took action, thank you for being vulnerable. Look at that. Vulnerability, small, consistent steps. Staying consistent and determined to become who not my team, not my husband, I need to be. As soon as we figure out that we are in charge, things will start to move in the right direction. So let me tell you, the difference, and I love this quote, the difference between success and mediocrity is mindset. If you approach your business or life like an employee, you'll only ever go so far. But if you show up like a CEO with a vision, a strategy, and the courage to take risks, you can achieve anything. So, ladies, I leave you tonight, hopefully feeling empowered, because there is nothing out there that is going to stop the growth of your business but you. There is no doors that are going to close. There is no electricity that's going to turn off. There is no water that's going to be shut off. There's no shipping department that's stopping. You don't have to take care of the baseline stuff, the shipping department, the community service, the not community service, the customer service, the phone calls that come in and out. Like, there's so many things that we do not have to worry about. All we have to do is connect people with solutions and tell them what they're going to feel at the end of it. Okay. So when I say mindset, I'm not talking about like meditation and let's just like all be happy. No. I'm talking about a shift of taking complete control over your thoughts. And I've been there before. I've walked the walk, so I am allowed to talk the talk. So I encourage every single one of you to make a promise to yourselves right now, because we have not entered into the last week of the month, which is coming. Okay, this is a big time for us to take complete ownership, get your booty on that cruise, and enjoy the fruit that we've put in from the hard work that you have put in. Okay, so take that mindset on you, and I dare you to become a leader. I love you all. I say this in complete love, but until you make the shift, we won't be at the top. But when we do, we'll all be standing there together. Have a great night, guys. And we will see you on Pink Power. Bye, guys.